One of our top stories today, let's return to that. Iqaluit has extended its local state of emergency because of the water crisis. Council voted unanimously during an emergency meeting last night. They initially declared the state of emergency last week after city staff found evidence of contamination in the treated water supply. Tap water deemed unsafe to drink, and for pregnant women and for infants, unsafe even to bathe in. Kenny Bell is with us now, the mayor of Iqaluit, and that is where we reach him this morning. Mayor Bell, thank you for the time this morning. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Of course. Thank you very much, Heather.
Extending that state of emergency, Mayor Bell, as council did unanimously last night, what was the need to do that?
We can only do a state of emergency for 7 days at a time under our current government and Nunavut law. But it gives us opportunity to, reissue staff to different locations and also for funding availability.
So you can respond to this ongoing crisis. Are people in Iqaluit, are they still under a do not consume order?
Absolutely, and they will be for, hopefully not for too much longer, but for a few more days for sure.
A few more days. And does that include, as I was mentioning, for pregnant women and infants, not just do not consume, but do not bathe in as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So the government of Nunavut and the government of Canada are working on a fact sheet, and I believe some of those things will change. But until they release that fact sheet, it is a do not bathe for pregnant and babies.
Okay, so that's status quo. Is there, we're looking at pictures as we speak, Mayor Bell, of the supply that has been flown in, but is there enough water for the people of your community to drink right now?
Yeah, the government of Nunavut and some of our corporate sponsors have been unbelievably fantastic. We have, I think there was over 200,000 liters brought in the last 2 days. So, even yesterday we had an Airbus fly from somewhere in Europe with 54,000 liters on it. So, we do have a lot of water. It's really taxing trying to get that to people because, a lot of our citizens are food insecure already. So, meaning they most likely don't have vehicles, and so we're home delivering a lot of water and also hand bombing it into cars every day.
We've been talking with someone who's been a volunteer and helping it get into people who need it, the vulnerable particularly, and it sounds like a massive community mobilization to keep this going. And of course, the question persists, how did this happen? There was the fuel smell, and then we got the results last week that exceedingly high concentrations of various fuel components. That was what has been determined to be in one of the water tanks. That was the what. Any idea at this point this morning, Mayor Bell, how it got in there?
No, we still don't know. So that tank has been isolated from the system. It's been emptied. And we have, done a visual inspection, and there's not very many indications that anything has happened. But there's a few more tests coming, and we have engineers landing. We had an engineer land yesterday, and we have the day before, and we have three more landing today. So, we'll know a little bit more here soon. It's just, being so remote, we don't have even the technology to test these things. So we have to fly these people in. It's a real rough situation.
So just so people understand, I want to talk about the work the engineers might be doing. I don't even really have a firm grasp on what this water tank looks like. Can you tell us how big? Is it in ground? What is it? Where is it? And what does it look like, Mayor Bell?
Yeah, so it's underground. It's under our treatment center, and it's massive. I think it's it's over 100,000 liters of water in there. So it's a really big cement containment unit.
Okay, so I have a much better idea. So you said you've drained it. You can see, at least to the eye, it looks like there's nothing wrong or no cracks. But the engineers who are coming to take a look at things more closely, I understand they're going to do something like called a sound vibration test. What are the kinds of things that you understand they're going to be doing to determine the cause of this?
Yeah, and so like that was my wording for that test. I don't actually know what the test is called. I'm no engineer, but what they explained was, there's this machine that, does some kind of vibration, and I don't know, again, I don't know what it means, but they'll be doing a whole bunch of stuff, and they might actually take a sample from the cement to make sure that it hasn't been compromised as well.
Okay. I'm not an engineer either, so sound vibration test sounded good and official to me, Mayor Bell, but now I understand that too. We were speaking just before going on the air, conversing in the commercial break, and you were mentioning that there may be a federal government response as well to your community. What are you hearing on that point?
Yeah, so the government of Nunavut asked them yesterday to bring in a small treatment center. I believe that I believe the government of Canada has that capability to drop those in, and what that would do is one of the problems is our river that we're taking water from to deliver to homes on top of the bottled water. That river is freezing, so it's getting into a dire situation where it's going to be hard to deliver to houses. So this treatment center, if it's available, will help us deliver to about half of our community that is on truck services already, and at least those people will have treated water in their homes for the time being, and reduce the work that our staff are doing.
Okay, that's a bit of news you're making there. We'll definitely be following closely to see if indeed that is something that's made available to you. One other thing I want to check on too, I know that surgeries at your hospital had to be limited as a result of concern about water supply. Has that been, or have some of the elective procedures been allowed to restart, or is that too in hiatus still?
Yeah, it's still in hiatus from what I understand. We've been waiting a little bit here for the government of Nunavut to release some of the public health sides of this issue, and I believe they're going to be doing so really soon. But it is really unfortunate. We already have. I think the government of Nunavut spent $73 million on medevacs last year to southern locations, anyways. But this is just an added cost to everybody.
Yes. Must be a stressful time for you as the lead elected official, tiring, I'm sure, too. Is there anything that we haven't covered in terms of, the concerns that you have for the 8,000 people in your community right now?
No, our community has been fantastic. Of course, people are concerned, and some people are mad, as they should be. I live here, and I have 3 boys that drink a lot of water, and I drink a lot of water, and it's a terrible situation trying to figure this all out. But we're working hard at trying to fix this, and we have the support of the government of Nunavut and the government of Canada, who have all been fantastic. So we'll get through this soon.
We're Mayor Bell. We will stay in touch and hope you do, in fact, get through this soon. I really appreciate the time this morning. Thank you for the update.
Thank you very much.